Hey everybody, it's me. Play at 1.5 times speed or 2.0 times speed. That being said, I want to go over something that I did and did not want to go over before. That being said, I have a thing called Posterior Fossa Syndrome, which Posterior Fossa Syndrome is also called cerebellar mutism syndrome. Children with posterior fossa syndrome may have problems with communication, motor skills, and mood. The syndrome sometimes develops after surgery to remove a brain tumor in the posterior fossa. So let's break it down real quick. The posterior fossa is toward the back of your brain or back of your head. And I have communication issues because I do not speak normally like some other people. As you can tell, I'm talking very slow. I have motor skills issue, because my hand movements are all messed up, as well as my legs. My right leg thinks it's my left leg, and my left leg thinks it's my right leg. Same with the arms, which is kind of weird, but then also my writing, not my writing, but my more dominant hand, like my right hand, also went from my right to my left, back to my right, because I had to have 2 surgeries to do to get the brain tumor out. Which, speaking of the brain tumor, is called pilocytic astrocytoma. And pilocytic astrocytoma is brain tumor most commonly occurs in children and young adults, typically within the first 20 years of life. These tumors usually arise in specific areas, such as the cerebellum, near the brainstem, in the hypothalamic region, and the optic chiasm. However, they can occur anywhere astrocytes are present, including the cerebellar, cerebral, cerebral hemisphere, and the spinal cord. Some symptoms when you have the same tumor. You fail to thrive, so you lack appropriate weight gain or weight loss. You have headaches. You have nausea or vomiting. Irritability. Torticollis. tilted neck or wry neck, difficulty coordinating movements, and visual complaints. Involuntary eye movement. Specific symptoms depend on the tumor's location and size, but increased intracranial pressure due to the tumor mass. That's common. The causes for pilocytic astrocytoma can be associated with the generic condition of neurofibromatosis. Neurofibromatosis. I've heard that. However, most cases arise sporadically with no evidence of an underlying hereditary predisposition or lifestyle factor. Generic alterations in the MAPK or ERK pathway, particularly a characteristic fusion gene, are often associated with these tumors. So part of that I did understand, and part of it I didn't, so forgive me. But if I'm correct, if you have, for me, I don't know how everyone's going to get this, so I can only speak for me, or, well, not everyone, but anyone. I had 3 birthmarks, and so apparently kids or young adults with 3 or more birthmarks are more prone to have pilocytic astrocytoma, because it's like your brain also like makes a birthmark in your brain, which then forms a tumor, which is quite odd, but also true. And I'm going to skip to treatment and prognosis. Pilocytic astrocytomas are usually slow-growing and benign, corresponding to WHO malignancy grade 1. Surgical removal is a primary treatment. Their early detection leads to a good prognosis. In many cases, complete removal can cure the tumor. So most of the pilocytic astrocytoma brain tumors are benign, which benign means cancer-free. And since mine was benign, thank God, I don't have cancer, but they can also be cancerous. So I don't know if that also pertains to the size of the tumor or not, but it can. So I would just be I would just be careful if you have any symptoms of that are like this, which I do have a lot of the symptoms, weirdly enough. Make sure that you get an MRI or CT scans to diagnose pilocytic astrocytoma, because biopsy is usually avoided due to any risk of adjacent structures in your brain, in your head. So, like, it could mess up your biopsy is usually, like, if I'm correct, where they open you up to check you out. And so it does cause more issues when biopsy is something that you go with. But MRI and CT scans are usually the primary. However, I have had MRIs since I was 16 and I'm 28 now, so technically I have always had MRIs pretty much after and before. Well, not before. Sorry. Mostly after, to make sure that it's not going back, which my brain tumor is growing back. So yeah, there's that. Apparently it wasn't a complete removal because it's not gone. So that's a thing. I would just be careful when you have a couple birthmarks or 3 or more. If you have 2 or more, I would get an MRI just in case, but definitely 3 or more. And since this has mostly been on Posterior Fossa Syndrome and pilocytic astrocytoma, I'm going to come into Wuthering Waves official website and say, I'm going to suck at this game, but I highly suggest that anyone that is willing to play this game, because it's going to overall be a good game. And you can't, any video game needs competition. And so this is exactly what is competition for most games. Anyway, I highly suggest playing Wuthering Waves, and maybe I'll see you in game and we can hang out and chat and all that. That being said, I will see you all later, and I hope you have a good day. God bless.